Hey guys, what's going on? Today I'm making a video to kind of help solve the Operation Chaos code. I looked up myself, and though there are some good videos out there on it, people are kind of unhelpful and don't really give you the best idea of how to do this, and they don't tell you the correct stuff, or not all of it at least the one that I watched. I still found myself having to do a lot of it myself. So as you see, there are 4 pieces of evidence here. Well, really, there's 3. You need all 3 of these to be able to do this code. You cannot bypass it just doing one of them. Okay? So, the first one you'll get will be nowhere left to run from that. So this coded message right here, that's the first one that you'll get chronologically, just doing the missions. And you cannot do it with just that. That's actually really confusing. The next one that you'll get is from the mission Red Light, Green Light. You can see that right there. It's the newspaper, and then the last one you'll get is from Brick Wall. And then that's like the tape and stuff. So what you're gonna want to do is get all 3 pieces of these evidence, which you have to do by playing the missions. If you don't know which ones they are, I'll leave an arrow on the screen to point to where they are, but they do tell you on the screens themselves, like how to do them. So for the first one, what you're gonna want to do is go to the first piece of evidence and then look at all the red numbers. For me, mine spell out the location Charleston. For you, it will be different. Remember that. Mine will not be yours. But for me, it is Charleston. Looking at it right now, put all those letters together, you get the location Charleston. With that information, you go over to the third piece of evidence and look at the locations. So for me, I go down to Charleston and then I look at the number 9002. You're going to want to remember that number because that's going to be the first part of the code for later on. Okay? So for me, it was 9002. Remember that. For you, it'll be different. Okay? For me, it was 9002. Can't say that enough. Okay. The next thing that you're going to want to do is go over to the second piece of evidence. Okay? And in the second piece of evidence, you're going to want to figure out the red and the blue patterns. So, for instance, from 59 to 65, it's a 6 plus, right? From 65 to 71, it's 6 plus again. So for me, it's going to be 77, right? Because from 71, it would be 77. And then from 77, it would be 83, okay? That's going to be the pattern for me. Then, for the blue column, it's going to be 1 plus every time. So it's going to be 92 to 93, right? And then from 93 to 95, it's 2, right? Because you're adding 1 every time. So from 95, it would be 98 because you're adding 3, right? And then from 98 to 102, it's going to be 4, right? Because you're adding 4. It's 1 every time, okay? So, with those numbers, what you're going to want to do is, once again, go back to evidence 3 and look up the location. So, it'll go down. So, for me, it went all the way down to Pittsburgh, right? So, 7798. That's going to be your password, okay? So, remember that first code that you remembered, right? For me, it was 9002. And then the password, it's going to be Pittsburgh for me, but for you, it'll be a different location. Okay? That is how you solve the code. Okay? That is it. Now, obviously, I've done it already on my screen, so I can't show you again. But it's pretty simple stuff. I wouldn't worry too much about it. And just to quickly go over the steps again. First, you go over to the newspaper. You figure out the location. And then you go over to the third piece of evidence. You look where that location is. You study the number next to that first location, okay, because it's going to be the first part of the code, okay? And then you go to the second piece of evidence, study the numbers, find the pattern, right? Once you find that pattern, go back to the third piece of evidence, look for those numbers, and then the second part of the code is going to be that location next to those numbers, okay? That's going to be the password. I hope you find this really helpful. I really wish I had this when I was looking for it. But yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll be out with some more content soon. Any kind of more tricky stuff during the campaign.